Episode 17. Lines in the sandy night air outside the gala was crisp, but Adrian barely felt it. His jaw was tight, phone still buzzing in his hand, Richard's smug name flashing on the screen. Maya watched him carefully, her earlier laughter gone. "You're not seriously going to answer that, are you?" she asked, folding her arms. Adrian hesitated. "If Richard is pulling something tonight, I need to know." Maya's lips pressed together. "You just told me I was your girlfriend there. And now, what? You're going to ditch me for him? That's not fair," Adrian said quickly, shoving the phone into his pocket. "This isn't about him. It's about my client, Maya. Richard's been circling like a vulture for months. And what about me?" She shot back. "What do I look like? Some accessory you can bring out at fancy parties and then drop off when work calls?" Adrian pinched the bridge of his nose. "This isn't how I wanted the night to go. Funny," she said sharply. "Neither did I for a moment." The only sound was the muffled music from inside the ballroom. Then Adrian exhaled and softened his tone. "Maya, look at me." She didn't move. "Maya," he said again, gentler this time. "Please." Slowly. She met his eyes. He reached out, brushing his thumb across her knuckles. "I'm not choosing Richard over you. I worked my entire life for this. Every late night, every case, every sacrifice. And if he steals this client, it's not just a loss. It's everything I've built unraveling." Her shoulders lowered a little, though her voice was still tight. "And where do I fit into that picture?" Adrian's throat bobbed. "Right in the middle of it. But I don't know how to prove that without messing everything else up." Maya stared at him. And for the first time all night, she saw not Adrian the polished lawyer, not Adrian the perfect tuxedo date, but Adrian the man vulnerable, frustrated, torn in half. And damn it if that didn't make her heart ache. "Fine," she said, sighing. "Go, do your lawyer thing. But if Victoria shows up at your office with coffee in hand, I'm not responsible for what I do." Adrian chuckled despite himself, tugging her closer. "You're impossible. You like it," she murmured, and before he could reply, she kissed him quick, fierce, and enough to make his head spin. When she pulled back, her eyes sparkled. "Now go win your little war, soldier." Adrian dropped her off at her apartment before heading to his office. It was nearly midnight, but the city's financial district never truly slept. His building loomed tall and intimidating, the kind of place that hummed with ambition at all hours. Inside, his assistant, Marissa, was waiting with 2 coffees and a file the size of a small novel. "I figured you'd be coming in," she said, handing him the file. "Richard's been sniffing around all evening. He set up a surprise meeting with Carver Holdings at 10 tomorrow morning." Adrian swore under his breath. "Of course he did. You'll have to be twice as prepared if you want to hold them," Marissa added. Adrian dropped into his chair, running a hand through his hair. "Then we'll be ready." Still, his mind kept drifting to Maya, the way she'd looked in that green dress, the way she'd stood up to Victoria without blinking, the way her kiss still burned on his lips. For once, his focus wasn't razor sharp, and that terrified him more than Richard ever could. Meanwhile, back at her apartment, Maya was pacing like a caged animal. She'd kicked off the heels, traded her gown for an oversized hoodie, and was now munching on cold pizza straight from the fridge. Her best friend Leela had called 3 times already, demanding details about the gala. Finally, Maya caved and answered on speakerphone. "Tell me everything," Leela demanded. Maya flopped on the couch. It was a nightmare. Define nightmare. Adrian's ex showed up, and she was basically Elsa from Frozen, but scarier. Oh, and then his rival came too, with said ex hanging on his arm like a prize pony. And then Adrian called me his girlfriend in front of them. And then wait, Leela interrupted. "He called you his what?" Maya groaned, covering her face with a pillow. "Girlfriend. In public. With witnesses. Like it was no big deal." "And how did that make you feel?" Leela asked in her therapist voice. "Like I wanted to scream and kiss him at the same time," Maya admitted. "So, like every other day with Adrian." "Exactly." There was a pause, then Leela's tone softened. "You like him?" "I really like him." Maya sighed. Yeah, and it's terrifying. At the office, Adrian worked until dawn. By the time the sun rose, his tie was loosened, his eyes bloodshot, and his desk buried under papers. But he was ready, or at least, as ready as he could be. He was halfway through reviewing a crucial contract when Marissa poked her head in. You have a visitor. Adrian didn't look up. If it's Richard, tell him to go to hell. It's not Richard, she said carefully. When Adrian finally glanced up, his stomach dropped. Victoria stood in the doorway, perfectly composed despite last night's smooth disaster. What do you want? Adrian asked flatly. Relax, she said smoothly, stepping inside. I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm here to help. He barked out a laugh. You? Help me? That's Rich. Her smile didn't falter. I know Richard better than anyone. And trust me, he's playing dirtier than you realize. Adrian leaned back in his chair, arms crossed. And why would you tell me this? Victoria tilted her head. Because Richard doesn't care about you, Adrian. But he does care about winning. And if he wins, you lose everything, including her. Adrian's jaw tightened. Leave Maya out of this. Victoria's smile sharpened. She's already in it, whether you like it or not. Do you think Richard won't use her against you if he gets the chance? Adrian's blood ran cold. Victoria took a step closer, lowering her voice. If you want to protect her, you'll need to play smarter. And maybe accept help from unexpected places. With that, she slid a business card onto his desk and glided out, leaving Adrian staring after her, pulse racing. Later that morning, Maya showed up at Adrian's office with a paper bag of bagels and 2 giant coffees. She waltzed past Marissa, who barely blinked anymore at Maya's unannounced entrances. Fuel for the warrior, Maya said cheerfully. Plopping the bag on his desk, Adrian looked up from his papers, exhaustion etched in every line of his face. But the moment he saw her, something in his chest eased. You shouldn't have, he said softly. Please. After surviving your ex and your rival in the same night, bagels are the least I could do. He chuckled, pulling her close for a quick kiss. You're too good to me, damn right, she said, settling onto the edge of his desk. So what's the plan? How do we take down Richard the Ruthless? Adrian smirked. We? Yes, we. I may not know corporate law, but I know strategy. And I watch a lot of crime dramas. That counts for something. He shook his head, but the warmth in his eyes betrayed him. You're unbelievable. And you love it, she teased. Before he could reply, Marissa burst in. Adrian, Richard's here. And he brought backup. Adrian stood instantly, jaw tight. Maya hopped off the desk ready. What kind of backup? Adrian asked. Marissa hesitated. Carver Holdings. The entire board. Maya's eyes widened. Oh crap. Adrian straightened his tie, grabbing his files. It's time. Maya reached for his hand, squeezing it once before letting go. Go win. And remember, you've already got a better date. Adrian smiled faintly, then strode out of the office, Maya trailing behind like his unlikely shadow. As they reached the conference room, the doors swung open and there stood Richard, smirking. Victoria at his side. Adrian froze. Maya sucked in a sharp breath. The war had officially begun.